Oscar Piastri completed a flawless victory as George Russell held off Lando Norris for second at the Bahrain Grand Prix. McLaren's Piastri led from lights to finish 15 seconds clear of Mercedes Russell despite having had a 7-second lead erased midway through a frenetic race by a safety car period. Norris, whose advantage over his teammate Piastri at the top of the World Championship was reduced to 3 points, past Ferrari's Charles Leclerc in the closing stages to claim a podium after a hugely eventful evening from 6th on the grid. Russell faced a post-race investigation for a DRS infringement as several technical elements on his car appeared to fail during the closing laps, but he avoided the penalties as stewards found him to have not gained any sporting advantage. Leclerc paid the price for a poor start from second in the grid. He was left to settle for fourth, but his Ferrari teammate Lewis Hamilton enjoyed a more positive afternoon, gaining 4 positions to claim fifth. Reigning world champion Max Verstappen had a highly frustrating afternoon, which included 2 rare slow pit stops from Red Bull. On a positive note, he passed Alpine's Gasly on the final lap for 6th to ensure his points deficit to Norris was only extended to 8 points. Verstappen's teammate Yuki Tsunoda scored his first points for the team in 9th, finishing between Haas duo 7 Ocon 8th and Beam and Tense, who delivered a remarkable result for the team, gaining 16 places between them. A first win for the Bahrain McLaren at their second home race, along with Norris's third place, extended their lead over the Mercedes and constructors to 58 points. Sunday's race was in keeping with the way much of the weekend had gone, with Australian Piastri appearing to effortlessly extract performance out of his McLaren while Norris struggled. The reigning constructors champions had gone into qualifying with just about the entire paddock expecting them to cruise to 1-2, but Norris bungled his final flying laps at 46 on the grid as Piastri calmly delivered pole. In the race, Piastri only had one more it's expected of him, holding off Russell's attempt to pass around the outside of the first corner before gradually opening up an advantage out front. The gap had grown to 7 seconds after the first round of pit stops when a safety car was sent out on lap 32 to allow debris to be cleared from the track, which triggered the leaders to make their second stops earlier than planned. The team suited McLaren, who were at this point the only team among the front runners with available fresh set of most performance tyres, while Russell was forced to see out the final laps on fading soft tyres. Piastri calmly controlled the restart and was in a league of his own. On the final point, putting clear to become the first driver to secure 2 wins this season and reaffirming his credentials as a world title challenger. He said it's been an incredible weekend, starting with qualifying yesterday and finishing with a job today in style is nice. It's been very important given our owners. It's never been a track that's been kind of us, so to have our first win here is great. But after his qualifying error, the clear target for Norris was to come through and secure McLaren 1-2 behind Piastri, and he made the perfect start, or at least he appeared to have done so. Norris jumped 3 positions in the opening corners, but delight quickly turned to disappointment as he was found to have started from an incorrect position and given a 5-second penalty to be served at his first pit stop. He couldn't pass Russell on the first stint, and the penalty removed the possibility of undercutting the Mercedes. Norris then lacked the pace in the second stint, was passed by Leclerc before also temporarily losing 5th to Hamilton after a safety car restart. While Norris swiftly regained a position, the tussle which saw him have to gaze the pace back to Hamilton after overtaking the Ferrari off the track cost him valuable seconds, which could have aided him later in the race. A big lock-up at the first corner delayed him getting past Leclerc, which he eventually did with 5 laps remaining to restore McLaren's hopes to a 1-2. He quickly closed to Russell's rear wing, but it was over-eager at the first corner on the final lap, and he blew the chance that could have followed in the second DRS zone a few corners later. He said, "A tough race. I made too many mistakes with the overtakes out of position at the start. A messy race from me. Disappointed to not bring home a 1-2 from McLaren, because that would have been lovely at home," as a concluding statements from Lando. But before I go, let me run you through the classification from the Bahrain Grand Prix. And it's Piastri winning, a faultless weekend from him and a dominant win, winning quite comfortably. Russell second, a mega job from him to hold off Norris at the end, really delivering that Mercedes this year. Lando Norris in third. I mean, a messy weekend from him. We should have got second, but still great points for him, so I think he'll take it. Leclerc will be disappointed, but I think the Ferraris did have much better pace, and Hamilton, great drive for him to go up the field. Verstappen as well, it's a disappointing race for him. Just so many things went wrong, but he still picked up solid points. That's what Max does, so I think in the end it wasn't as bad as it could have been. Gasly 7th, great job from him. Ocon as well 8th. The midfield drivers really performing well. Great job from both of them, especially from Ocon's crash yesterday and Gasly's first points of the season. Tsunoda 9th, I think he'll be pleased with that. Closer to Max, it definitely seems off. I think he'll be relatively satisfied with his pace so far. Beerman to go from last to points was an outstanding drive from him. He'll be delighted. Antonelli only 11th. A bit of a messy race from Antonelli, to be honest. Struggled to get past Beerman. I think, rookies will have these races every so often, so it's not a disaster. I think he will be slightly frustrated. Albon 12th. I think the question will keep on going, wondering where he could have been without that screw up in qualifying. yesterday. But yeah, Sainz didn't seem to have great pace, so a disappointing day for William. Hadjar 13th, and Lawson seems to be getting into a lot of battles, didn't he? So I think, yeah, he'll be disappointed with that, and Racing Bulls will be as well. Dillon 14th, yeah, the missed opportunity for Dillon, I would say, when you consider where Gasly was. So I think he'll be frustrated. Alonso and Stroll, the Aston Martin, just not really having the pace. And then Hulkenberg did have a decent drive, but with Bortoleto last. The Kick Sauber, yeah, just looks to be the slowest car on the grid at the moment.
Anyway guys, that's it for this video. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, share and subscribe. Follow us on our socials, link in the description below for daily F1 news, meme and content. Subscribe to our other channels on screen right now, that'd be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace out.